My name is Carla I'm from here, Santa Coloma de Gramenet, and currently I'm a bookseller at our local indie bookstore, and I'm also a humanities student at la Universitat Oberta de Catalunya.
Hi, my name is Mireia. I'm from here, from Santa Coloma, and I'm currently studying law at university, and I'm also working at the city hall, and my dream job is becoming a mayor or the president.
I learned quite a lot, but I think the most important part was not about what to do once the hate speech or the hate crime has already happened, which I think that's something you really know already to report it to the authorities, but what to do before it happens, the prevention of it through mainly dialogue and debate.
We've learned a lot through these months, but basically how to be conscious about what you say and what impact can it have upon the person you're saying it to. And also, it's not necessarily about hate speech, but I learned how to work in group because we made a really good group and it was great to work with them.
Yeah, our group is really, really different. I don't think anyone is similar to another person in our group, but we somehow work together very well, and I think we become something similar to friends. And that was one of the best things about this project, I think, to find people who have a similar mindset to yours, but even when that similar mindset is there, they are completely different from you.
Yeah, and we came up with so many ideas together, just saying things, each other was saying something, and some really great things came out from this, I think. Well, first during this scam, it's about showing what we have learned this month and how can we front this hate speech, especially in social media. And then after this, we have to go to schools and teach students, mainly like teenagers or that age somehow, to how to front this hate speech and just explain them everything that we have learned here.
We'd like to be able to make a little bit of a difference, even if it's just a little bit. And in the end, even if that difference won't count for a lot, I think what counts is what we ourselves have learned and how we can apply it from now on throughout our lives, especially in social media, how to react when someone maybe says something to us, or we see someone is saying something to someone else, how to react in these situations. I think this is the most important part on the long run.
Yeah, it's about learning how to act and try to make everyone feel comfortable somehow. And especially in social media, we want people to think that this is a safe place where they can express their feelings and not be judged for their conditions, their race, their sexual orientation, gender, whatever. So we're just trying that everyone is comfortable in his or her own body and just not hurt the other's feelings. It's like really easy to hate in nowadays society. It's like everyone can say anything they want about you. You can just comment on somebody's social media about hate comments about that person, and people treat like it's a normal thing, but it's actually not. It's not normal to treat bad somebody because that person is different, or just to hate on somebody's Instagram page or TikTok's page or whatever. So we have to realize that this is not a common thing and that we do not want that this continues and that children keep feeling like this judge and that people grow up just thinking that hate is part of living when it's not.
I think one of the most important parts of this project is that it focuses on social media, because nowadays people think that the anonymity of social media gives them the right to say whatever, like it's not going to affect the person who is receiving it. And I think the most important part is making people realize that just because you are anonymous doesn't mean that comment isn't going to affect the person. There's really just a lot of misinformation, and I think when people feel threatened, even if it's stupid, even if you don't have a reason to be threatened, sometimes people go on the defensive, and their way of defending themselves is to attack. Of course, this doesn't make it okay. I'm not justifying it, but it's one of the reasons that I think it's much more easy to hate than to fight for someone else.
Yeah, and there's like a lack of empathy between society, and that's what she said, that it's really easy to just hate on somebody. It's like when somebody's famous, people feel like just because they are a public person, they can just hate on them and comment everything about their lives. And it's really easy through social media, and also by speaking, you can just hide it as a joke or something, but really you're hurting somebody's feelings. People do not care or do not seem to care about that. That's why this project is important, because we are not just trying to say people to be quiet and not speak. It's also about generating this debate. Like, I'm happy to discuss a topic with you if you actually have arguments and you understand me and you actually listen to me and you actually know what you're talking about. Like, I'm not gonna speak with you about abortion if you don't know a thing and you're just gonna give hate speeches and say that everything I say it's stupid or something like that.
Fighting misinformation is a big part of fighting hate speech or preventing hate speech. When people see on the internet certain types of violence, they can feel supported and decide to apply these beliefs, this hate in real life. They automatically feel justified and supported, and that can translate in real life, because if you feel supported, you are more likely to say hateful things or not try to hide that you are hateful.
Yeah, it's like they feel more powerful. You know, information is power, and they use it in a bad way. Like, if there's a lot of people on the internet that say that men are just better than women and you must eat women, maybe if there's nobody supporting you, you will feel alone and you will stop discussing this topic. But if you feel supported, you somehow feel powerful, that you have like a massive community behind you that has the same thoughts as you do, and that's really dangerous. People actually believe everything they see on the internet, and that's really dangerous, especially for kids. Like, they see something on TikTok, it says, no, I saw it on the internet, it's true. No, it's not true, because there are fake news and people are inventing things, especially on TikTok. You know, it's really dangerous.
No mass TikTok. We have fun with TikTok, but just a sliver of critical thinking will save you and everyone else a lot of problems. I think hate speech in general, it's a big problem, and we see it every day, whether we realize or not, and it affects everyone, or basically everyone. And it can have consequences, worse consequences than we really come to realize. And people commit suicides over hate speech, or even without going to that extreme, isolate themselves or feel excluded. It's a really important topic, and yes, it affects me personally, so that's why it's important, I think. I used to be a lot on Twitter. I currently am not, because, I received a lot of comments I didn't like. I'm a lesbian, and I was open about that on social media. I still am, but a bit more private. A smaller social media, private social media. I don't really have an open account anymore, because I like to speak about the fact that I'm a lesbian, how that really affects my life, or how other lesbians feel on certain situations. And of course, there were people who didn't like it. And eventually, people started to comment really, really mean things on my posts, on my tweets. And at the start, it really didn't affect me, because it's people I don't know on social media thinking they are better than me because they are straight. So it really didn't affect me. But then they started to pile up, and it started to be a lot of people. And then I realized that it did affect me, even if I didn't think so. So I just decided that maybe it was better for my mental health if I didn't have a public Twitter account. I do have one now, but it's smaller. I don't really have a lot of followers, and I'm okay with that. And it's a shame that you really can be open about some things in social media without receiving hate.
Well, it was one specific time that I got like the biggest opportunity of my life, that was to give a speech that was recorded on national TV, and that speech was to speak to the president and just tell him things that you wanted to change about the country. And I decided to give a speech about feminism and climate change. So I spoke about how I wanted to have more rights for women, how gender violence actually existed and was a real problem, and about climate change, that it was a problem that we needed to face right now. And I did this speech and everything went well, but it was posted on social media, and it was posted on a page where people did not like those topics. So they posted my video and it went viral, and there were lots of hate speech comments, but like really, really mean. I even got death threats from one person. They were just messing with me for absolutely everything. Like, you're blonde, you study law, you're Catalan, you're Spanish, for absolutely anything. And they started to like bully me on the internet. It was not nice. At first, I tried to take it as a joke. It's okay. They're just saying I'm blonde. They're just saying I'm Catalan. It's okay. But really, it was not nice. It affected me at the end, and I did not want that great experience about my life to be affected by people who were anonymous, and most of them were like pages that did not have a name, or were like 60-year-old men that was commenting on me like some nasty and not cool things. And well, that's not cool to just hate on somebody because that person is defending feminism.
It's called a triple check. It's 3 checks. Before sending something, you gotta think about it and read it, think about it very well, and think if you are reporting something before sending this. Are you actually doing something important, or it's just are you just saying that to make someone feel bad, or because you think like rumors, for example? Are you about to spread a rumor that you don't know it's true? Do you know if it's true before sending it? This kind of thing. Just thinking something before resending or sending or retweeting or reposting. Don't spread information that you don't know it's true, or that you don't know if it's going to be for something, or it's just going to spread hate.
Yeah, and I would just tell them to young people that they must live and let live. Hakuna Matata. It's like impossible not to get hate on this society. You talk about feminism, you're gonna be hated. You don't talk about feminism, you're also gonna be hated. So for everything, you're gonna be hated. So just try not to take it personal, and try to think before talking to somebody if you could hurt their feelings, and if your comment is necessary for them to just live.